Another Libra full moon, and I'm back with another reading. And apologies if I'm slow. It's been hard for me to breathe. I got sick and it moved down into my lungs, and I haven't had this particular feeling since I was a little ass kid, and I don't recommend it. So if you get sick, take care of yourself so that it doesn't turn into this. But nonetheless, loving the synchronicity here of these cards. You see, I like 4 completely separate decks, pulled them separately, and yet somehow I get this synchronicity with the colors that are very similar to my hair. So I just having fun with that. And I also have a Libra moon, so it's and I was born on a Friday, so this is all like synchronistically lining up for me and matching up with these the overall meaning of these cards, which I find really interesting. So I'm gonna start with the 9 of Wands, which is all about, Wands is a fire element, so it has to do with your creativity, your passion, what you're driven by or for, and the 9, is like in the scale of 1 to 10, the 9 is nearing the end of the situation. And I like her depiction of this card because, it's got the stairs here, and the moon is at the top, and the moon is indicative of the subconscious and the energies that are like feminine, receptive, tapped into like the dark parts of us, the subconscious patterns that we're constantly running on, and also what it is that we want and like what our purpose is and how we can nurture ourselves and how we can care for ourselves through the darkness. And this stairway is just full of these brambles here, and it's it's not going to be necessarily easy to walk up this stairway. But at the end of the stairway is something that we really want to connect with, which is like having a awareness and understanding of our subconscious patterns so that we could hopefully change them. And in order to change these patterns, there is work that needs to be done, and the work is indicated by all of the brambles that you have to break down in order for you to climb up each individual stair. So relating that to something a little bit more tangible and realistic is the real work that needs to be done in order for us to have the life that we want to have is not easy, and it's not just going to come to us. There's no elevators, it's a stair where we have to walk up these stairs in order to gain the practice that cements it into our reality, and then the subconscious patterns kind of redirect themselves and we create new subconscious patterns, theoretically, if you're working on it. So essentially what this is saying is like, if you really want to make any changes in your life, then you're gonna have to put in work, and it's not always fun. And just like I'm trying to put in like the work herbally in order to heal my lungs, it's not like I'm taking anything that is just killing the symptoms of it. So I'm still coughing, I still am very much like trying to stay in my body, but I've been sick for like 2 weeks now, and it's very frustrating. But nonetheless, I know that if I can really just allow my body to heal in whatever time that it needs to heal, and to focus on whatever comes up and see how I can best handle it as it comes, I will be stronger at the end of this. And so really that's the goal, is that we want to walk up the stairs so that we have the strength and the knowledge and the wisdom behind us, so that we don't have to just keep falling backwards and keep doing the same things over and over again. So it's worth the time and the practice and the patience that it takes in order to get the more like strong, sustained healing that we ultimately want. I hope that we want that for each other. Next, we have the snake card, and obviously I love snakes. I have 2. Very excited about pulling this card, and it's very much about like energy, mysticism, the darker side of things. A lot of times snakes get a really bad rap, a lot of people are very scared of them, but they mostly just keep to themselves, you know? They mostly just only strike when necessary, and they're really good at conserving their energy. That's something that I've learned from like just witnessing my own snakes, is just, you know, like the funny thing is that he is so slippery and he only gets away from me when I'm not looking at him, you know? And so it's interesting to watch how they'll just literally stay still, not move. And then you look away for 2 seconds, all of a sudden he's gone. And you're like, how did that happen? That's the magic of snakes. And they bring a lot of mystical energy, and the idea of constantly transforming. They seem to never die. They're just constantly shedding their skin and becoming anew. And they're linked up with Kundalini energy, so it is that like that energy that is flowing through us, the energy that drives us to do all of the things that we do. And then this is actually the picture of the Ouroboros, so it's the full cycle, and allowing the cycles to happen and allowing yourself to eagerly move through them, because that's what life is all about. You might as well find the joy. You might as well find that you just need to go through whatever processes that you need to go through in order to get to the next level and the next transition, and to allow yourself to tap into the spiritual energy that's guiding you through life. And oh, I also didn't even think about it, but I picked the Medusa shirt to wear today. So see, we're on brand today. Next, we've got Iris, Eternal Spring. I love this color, obviously. One of my favorites. This and these flowers are beautiful. They're like the sign of the coming spring. They pop up and they're beautiful with the purple on the outside and then the little bit of blue and the little bit of yellow. It's a perfect sign of spring, and it's calling to the bees and all the pollinators to come and share the pollen around and to welcome life as in anew. After every winter, there's the new life. But this is talking about eternal spring. So it's like, how can we cultivate this energy and, like, for lack of a better term, like bottle it, so that we don't just like in Aries fashion just like use it all up and then are left with nothing come Taurus season or something. We want to harness this energy and just like really just appreciate the beauty and the joy that comes from being fucking done with winter. I'm tired of cold. Granted, San Francisco, it never really gets that warm, so I'm excited to go to Puerto Rico, let's put it that way. But anyways, Eternal Spring, this is also, it's purple, so it's like probably somewhere between the crown chakra or the third eye chakra, very much about paying attention to synchronicities, to listening to what the spirit has to say to you, and to heeding the messages that the highest good spirits are giving to you, because they're trying to guide you to what is for the highest good of not only yourself but the entire world. So it would do you well to cultivate a relationship not just with people on the ground or the earth around you. Please do all of those things, but also cultivate a relationship to whatever spirit guides are working with you, because you are protected and you are loved. Even if you don't know who they are necessarily, they're still there for you, and they still are watching out for you, and they still want the best for you. And then last is lepidolite. And this is an interesting stone. It's very much about calming anxiety and believing in yourself and your own independence, and knowing when to ask for help and knowing when to reach out for whatever it is that you need, and believing that you deserve the things that you need. And also it has lithium in it, so it's actually like a relaxant stone. So if you had any of it, it really does work to calm you in a like mythical sense as well as an actual sense, because that's what lithium does. And so this is really just calling on you to like believe in your independence, but believe that you're not an island. Even an island is connected to the earth, you know, so everything is connected. You're connected to everything. You deserve to be loved. You deserve all that you need to feel comfortable in this body, and you deserve to share that with others. So now it's almost 10 minutes, so I will see you next week.